Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. Asad Abbas. This lecture comprises of three parts. In part one, I will discuss the importance and objectives of development and quality plans, whereas in part two and part three of this lecture, I will discuss the elements of the development plan. So we start our discussion about development and quality plans. Development plans. The software development plan, in fact, is a plan from the perspective of developers to conduct on the planning about software development activities. This plan mainly serves as a tool to monitor the processes to be followed for software development. This plan contains details about the methods that are to be used and the approaches that are to be followed for uh, each activity during the development. Uh, Similarly, some um, uh, it may refer to like specific standards, tools, the actions to be taken, strategy about reusing different components and responsibilities of different roles in different situations. So you see that mainly this document contains the planning about different development activities that are to be performed at different stages of the product development. Then we see the quality plan. The quality plan, as the name implies, that it is a plan that or it is a document that should contain planning information about quality assurance activities. So it may describe the quality requirements, may have some goals specified, and have some measurement and evaluation criteria to judge or to determine the fulfillment of those goals. Similarly, it may have planning about performing different activities, for example, reviews, inspections, for example, who will perform for example, those activities and at what time these activities will be performed. So mainly these are quality assurance activities, and their planning has to be decided here. Uh, since both the development and quality plans are vitally important to meet the contractual obligations, therefore we need to look at both development and quality plans. So in this video, we will have our discussion on development plans in the upcoming slides. Although development and quality plans, they are very important from the monitoring purpose of the project activities. Yet the development of these types of plans is sometimes a difficult task where the senior management and development teams they have different standings or different point of view, and sometimes it is hard to develop the consensus. No, like I will explain this with the help of an example. That imagine a situation where you have been appointed as the lead or head of a like project, and you were involved in the project activities from on the initial stages of the project, for example, from the stage of proposal submission, and also you were engaged with the customer, and you participated in almost all of the meetings that were held with the customer. Therefore, you are confident that you know all that is necessary to do this job. Therefore, you intend to use the proposals that were prepared at initial stages and some other documents uh, uh, as your development and quality plans. The possible reason you might think for using those as development and quality plans is that since you were aware of the proposal and its estimates, like including the schedules, staff requirements, budget requirements, and development risks, etc. Therefore, you did not think of preparing the development and quality plan. However, you are asked by your manager to prepare new and separate project development and quality plans. Of course, this might be a bit disappointing for you, and you claim that uh, the completed proposal could serve as the requested plan, but the manager might still insist that they must be updated with new and recent information, as it's been 6 or 7 months. These initial documents were developed, and the things they might have changed a lot since then. The reason manager thinks this might be that since it's been 6 months or 7 months, so in that time some team members who were initially there at the time of submission of proposal, they might have left the organization, or any consultation company who was uh, uh, a partner at the time of submission that has gone bankrupt, or that is no more working with the organization. Therefore, a manager's point of view is right that we need to assess our capabilities according to current conditions and current circumstances, and plan accordingly. Therefore, it is justifiable that the initial proposal plans or some other documents that were prepared at that stage, they might not be enough. Therefore, the project needs development and quality plans that are based on the initial proposal materials, and in fact these are re-examined and thoroughly updated. And of course, these plans they will be more comprehensive than the approved proposal, especially from the perspective of schedules, resources, estimation about the resources, and for example, development risk estimations or evaluations. Similarly, it should include some additional subjects that might not be there in the approved proposal. Since different development and quality standards, for example, ISO 9000 and CMM require developing the plans, therefore uh, it is important to understand the objectives and elements of uh, these documents. So, in fact, this planning process includes some activities like scheduling the development activities, and like estimating the required resources, and estimation about the budget. Similarly, recruiting team members and on their allocation to different projects, or different teams of the project, and other activity that might be considered here planning process might be resolving the development risk. For example, there might be several types of or risks during the development process. So first of all, identification of those risks is important. Once those risks are identified, the viable strategies to overcome or mitigate uh, the effects of those risks, they have to be developed. Similarly, implementing the required software quality assurance activities, the planning about these implementation of these activities is important, and then providing management with the data needed for project control, for example, so that organizations management may take further actions or revise their strategies based on available data. For example, like what is the current progress of the project, how much budget has been consumed, like what is the overall like completion progress of the project. Therefore, software development or quality plans help organizations increase their productivity by tracking the progress regularly and uh, modifying their strategies if needed. In the next video of this lecture, I will discuss the elements of development plan. Please watch that video. Thank you. The material in this lecture is taken from our course book titled Software Quality Assurance from Theory to Implementation by Daniel Gallen. Thank you.